Welcome, everyone, to the Mount Carmel area 2018 graduation ceremony. And may I offer my sincerest congratulations to my fellow classmates. We did it! I'd like to start off by saying a quote from the speech I used to be elected the president of the class of 2018. Unicorns, show ponies, where's the beef? For all of you that may not have gotten the joke, I said that line in 8th grade. Long story short, Scott Zolak said that very sentence during a Patriots winning touchdown. I was not aware of this video until my class advisors, Aaron and Kelly Demansky, brought it to my attention. After looking over the clip, we knew what my goals as president should be. My reasoning goes as follows. Unicorns. Because they don't exist, just like a perfect school. But I wanted to make MCA as perfect of a school as it possibly could be. Show ponies. Because like a show pony, we could show off our class's phenomenal talents from sports, music, and the arts. And lastly, where's the beef? As a class, I wanted to get down to the core of what MCA's values should be, and I knew this was the proper slogan to define that mission. I bring this up because this was the first time I addressed my class, and this is what allowed me to become president of the class of 2018. I'm truly honored and humbled to say my class has chosen me to represent us all these past 4 years. I can't thank you all enough for this. And what I think is truly remarkable about these past 4 years is that we have kept true to the values I've outlined when you elected me to this position. I think the biggest influence in my life that instilled me the values that I think made me capable to lead you all is from my family, who are the most loving people I know. And I have to say, most of all, my mother, who I love dearly, and I want to give a huge shout out for. Thanks, Mom, I love you. But I also say it because I think it's truly amazing how far we as a class have come. It feels like a moment ago when I gave my first speech to you all. I know this sounds cliche, but high school went in the blink of an eye. Just last week, I rewatched our kindergarten graduation. That was over 12 years ago. How amazing is it that we have walked down that auditorium stage, which seems like yesterday, that started our path to the very day we are here to celebrate? I almost can't believe we've come this far. But the truth is, each and every one of us sitting in these seats has earned this day, and I'm so proud of you all. Overall, we've learned hundreds of topics in and out of the classroom here at Old MCA, and I've been taught 4 lessons that I believe speak volumes of my time at Mount Carmel that I'd like to share with you all. Number 1, don't be afraid to fail. This I learned very early on in high school. I know many of the graduates sitting here know of a certain math teacher named Joe Garrison who has given us many a test that have not exactly been perfect scores. Fun fact, the class of 2018 is the last class he taught here, and he came all the way from Williamsport to be here. Thank you, Mr. Garrison. But when it came to Mr. Garrison's class, it wasn't about not knowing the material. It was about learning from your mistakes. There are many moments in life that might be difficult to surpass, and you might think failure is the only outcome. It's important to know that when life gives you adversity, it is a task put in front of you for a reason. And if by chance you fail, these moments are still some of the best learning experiences and allow for the most growth in life. To sum up my point, I refer to our class quote, "Knowing you can do better should be the only reason you try at all." Ben McFadden, circa 2013. Number 2, come home. You're always welcome at Mount Carmel. I know many of us are starting the next chapter of our lives by going off to college far away, and that's fantastic. It's great that many of us are leaving the nest, searching for new experiences, but none of us should have the mindset that Mount Carmel isn't worth returning to. Mount Carmel is a lot of things, but dead it is not. This is a place with its own culture, traditions, and personality that I love, even with what faults it may have. This place has been my home and our home, and no matter the location, we will always still call it home. A quote that I believe perfectly puts together my feelings of Mount Carmel area comes from last year, coincidentally at the graduation of 2017 by Jed Gonzalez. The quote goes, "Not where I breathe, but where I love, I live." Number 3, thank your teachers. They're the ones who got you here. When it comes to Mount Carmel, I'm a firm believer that we have been blessed with some of the best teachers in the world. Being a teacher doesn't mean just teaching in a classroom at MCA, and that's why they're so great. They are our coaches, our club organizers, our guides, our musical directors, our band directors, our studio managers, our motivators, our Latin and Spanish speakers, our wood experts, our computer whizzes, our friends, and even our family. The truth is, the teachers here are the most important resource this school has, and I'd like to take my own advice and say, thank you all. And lastly, number 4, don't worry. Somehow things work out. Many of you know that I'm one of the least stressed people ever and never worry about things. Is it getting a little hot in here? But even I worry, and that's natural, but you shouldn't let it run your life. Our generation is one of the most anxious ever, and this is because we have a lot of responsibility put in front of us, and we are all trying to rise to the challenge, trying to be unafraid of failure. Yet in my own stress-filled days, I was given some of the best advice ever from my teachers and advisors, Aaron and Kelly Demansky. They made me realize that as long as I followed my heart and intuition, I would be all right in the end, and I think they were right. And to conclude my speech, I refer to a small poem about why you shouldn't worry, which was introduced to me by them as well. Being that my last name is McFadden, I felt this poem was perfectly apt. It's titled Irish Philosophy. There are only 2 things to worry about. Either you are well or you are sick. If you are well, there is nothing to worry about. If you are sick, there are 2 things to worry about. Either you will get better or you won't. If you get better, there's nothing to worry about. If you don't get better, there are only 2 things to worry about. Either you will go up or you will go down. If you go up, there is nothing to worry about. But if you go down, you'll be so busy shaking the hands with your friends and classmates you won't have time to worry. That's very true. Thank you all again. It's been a pleasure being your president, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. This means the world to me. And since this is very likely the last time we will all be together like this, I'm gonna take a selfie. That took longer than I thought.
At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the ladies and gentlemen joining me this evening on the podium. On my right, School Board President, Mr. James Britt. School Board Vice President, Mrs. Donna James. School Board members, Mr. Anthony Mazzatesta, Mr. Joseph Zanella, Mr. Michael Venna, Mr. Ed Zach. On my left, members of the administration, Senior High Principal and Curriculum Coordinator, Mrs. Lisa Verano. Junior High Principal, Mr. Pete Cheddar. Elementary School Principal, Ms. Susan Nestico. Special Education Coordinator, Mrs. Nicole Edmondson. Elementary Dean of Students and Athletic Director, Mr. Greg Sikavage. Business Office Manager, Mrs. Karina Lesko. and the class advisors for the class of 2018, Mr. Aaron Demansky and Mrs. Kelly Demansky. On behalf of the Mount Carmel Area School District Administration, Board of Directors, faculty, and staff, I would like to welcome you all to the graduation commencement exercises for the class of 2018. Seated in front of me are 101 outstanding young adults. As we demonstrated Monday night at their class night ceremony, and as you are about to see, these graduates surely achieved much at MCA academically, athletically, musically, artistically, and now they're ready to begin the next chapter of their lives. To the parents and family members of the class of 2018, my congratulations to all. You indeed have much to be proud of. Your support and guidance has paid off. I think you'll all agree that this certainly is an outstanding class. To each and every member of the class of 2018, we have watched many of you grow through your elementary years, through all of your activities at the junior-senior high school, including some memorable sporting events, art shows, school musicals, concerts, and even just daily in class and in the halls. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that we, the faculty and staff at MCA, have the greatest jobs in the world. We have the honor and privilege of watching our students grow from young children to young adults. And unless you are an educator, you have no idea what a thrill it is to be able to play such an important role in their lives. Members of the class of 2018, I want you to know that we are very proud of each and every one of you. Tonight is evidence that anything is possible. There are 40 honor students in this class. Some of the ladies and gentlemen on this stage were honor students in high school, and some were not. But our parents and our teachers pushed us, as we have been pushing you, and tonight you are being rewarded. Tonight is proof that if you keep working and don't give up, it will pay off. Class of 2018, you know how special you are to all of us. And we wish you all the very best in college, the military, trade school, or your chosen career. When you sing the alma mater later this evening, cherish the moment. And remember, no matter where your path leads you, you're always welcome back here at your home, MCA. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time it gives me great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker who will deliver the commencement address to the graduates this evening. Dr. Michael Sean Machuzak attended the University of the Sciences in Philadelphia, majoring in biology, pre-med, and attended Drexel University School of Medicine. He was inducted into Alpha Omega Alpha, the National Medical Honor Society. Dr. Machuzak is a proud 1990 graduate of Mount Carmel Area High School, where he was a member of our National Honor Society, Athletic and Academic Society, Quill and Scroll, and also lettered in wrestling, football, and track. He stayed in Philadelphia for his residency in internal medicine, fellowship in pulmonary critical care medicine, and interventional pulmonary medicine at the Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania. During this time at Penn, Dr. Machuzak obtained additional training in advanced bronchoscopic techniques as a visiting fellow in rigid bronchoscopy at St. Marguerite Hospital, Marseille, France, and endobronchial ultrasound at Chiba University, Chiba, Japan. After completing his fellowship at Penn, he went on to work at the Cleveland Clinic and has worked there for the past 12 years, holding a staff position in the Respiratory Institute and Transplant Center. He is the medical director of the Center for Advanced Airway Diseases. During his time at Cleveland, he has been fortunate to be an invited lecturer at several institutions, both nationally and internationally, including San Jose, Costa Rica, Porto, Portugal, at the National Lung Cancer Congress, Iași, Romania, Beijing, China, Kyoto, Japan, Budapest, Hungary, Toronto, Vancouver, Canada, and Çeşme, Turkey. While at the Cleveland Clinic, he has worked primarily as an interventional pulmonologist and a transplant physician, focusing on primary airway disease and complication from transplant. He has been elected to several national organizations in leadership roles for the Chest Foundation, World Congress of Bronchology, American Association of Bronchology and Interventional Pulmonology, where he served on the board of directors, as well as the American College of Chest Physicians, Governor of Ohio. His areas of expertise are in diagnosis and management of lung cancer and airway complications in benign disease, particularly pertaining to lung transplant. Cleveland Clinic boasts one of the busiest lung transplant programs in the world. He has recently been part of an international position paper defining the classification and management of lung transplant airway complications through the International Society of Heart and Lung Transplantation. He has authored over 100 scientific papers, abstracts, and textbook chapters pertaining to interventional pulmonology and is active in research. Most recently, as a co-investigator in the first ever human use of a robot for bronchoscopy, minimally invasive treatment of emphysema, as well as customized 3D print stents for airway diseases. He is regarded as one of the premier airway experts in the world. He currently lives in Pepper Pike, Ohio, with his wife, Jo, who is a veterinarian. He is a lover of animals, having many pets, and his hobbies include culinary endeavors of many kinds, exercising, and travel. He is the son of Michael and Barb Machuzak of Marion Heights and Bonnie and Charles Shockey of Shippensburg. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium our guest speaker and MCA alumnus, Dr. Michael Machuzak.
Thank you all. Well, first, I'd like to thank all of Mount Carmel for this honor, specifically Lisa Verano, Bernie Steller, and the entire Mount Carmel Area School Board. Second, thank you to the dedicated teachers and their support staff. Without you, the knowledge, the guidance, the time that you graciously give, none of this would be possible. Too often you're overlooked and not appreciated enough for what you do. And I know from personal experience what a difference you can make. Thank you. Third, thanks to the parents out there. Your support, education, love, and discipline help make these young men and women into who they are today. I'd also like to thank my parents, family, friends, coaches, mentors, and all those who helped me over the years. Anyone included knows that despite my initial stubbornness, I finally came around and listened. Next, I'm going to be selfish for a few seconds, as I don't have an opportunity like this very often. I want to thank my supportive and beautiful wife, Jo, for all she does, especially for putting up with me and my friends. My long work hours, the travel, and especially my bad jokes. She's not my better half. She's more like my better three-quarters. I love you. And now, finally, and most importantly, the graduates. Give yourselves a hand. How does that sound, graduates? Congratulations. Thank you all for entrusting me with this honor and privilege. The commencement address is an open invitation to pretend like you know more than you do. Specifically, how in the world you got to a point in your life where someone would seriously consider you to give the commencement address. If you ask any of my friends from high school or college, they would say I was probably most likely voted to not give a commencement address. So I racked my mind, I racked my heart for what I should say to you today. I asked myself, what was it I wished I had known when I was sitting where you are? And what have I learned from that day in the many years to right now? When I think back to my own graduation day, sitting where you are now, wearing the cap and gown, feelings of excitement, fear, uncertainty, waiting for the upcoming graduation parties and summer break, going off to college, or for some of you, trade school, military, or another job, wondering how long this ceremony was going to last, wondering how many more times I would see my friends, Once we went to college, would we drift apart? Trying not to fall asleep, like that guy back there. Many things are the same. Also, many things are different, like my hairline. Can you believe we didn't have the internet? We didn't have cell phones. No one took a selfie at our graduation. We didn't have YouTube, which is probably a good thing, because had we, I wouldn't be standing here giving the commencement address. Many people say you have advantages that we didn't, but you also have many troubles, many stressors that we didn't have, things that didn't exist when I was around. There weren't cyberbullies. School shootings were unheard of. Those are things you guys are dealing with that we never had any thought about. Like you guys, I remember what it was like. I can feel all of that today. I can't tell you who stood where I am today. I'd like to think it was because of all the excitement and emotions and thoughts that are running through my brain and not because of early dementia. Hopefully, at least one thing I say today will stick with you. Maybe help you make a wise decision at some point in your life, or help you bounce back from adversity. In preparing for this day, I researched quite a bit, thanks to Google, something else we didn't have when I was graduating. Now, how do I give a memorable, an educational, a moving, a funny commencement speech? And in doing so, I realized most people standing here probably had similar goals. Some of them were wildly successful, and some not so much. Hopefully this one's remembered, but not for being a tragic failure. I've been fortunate to speak at many events and all around the world, and in each of those situations, I wasn't nervous. Maybe a little, but nothing like I am for this. I mentioned this to some colleagues in Cleveland, and they said, it's probably because I'm used to talking about something that I know like the back of my hand, a disease or a technique. And some of that's true, but as I prepared for this, I realized it's because what I was really concerned about was giving you the commencement address that you deserve. Because this place, Mount Carmel, this is my home. I'll always feel that way, and you deserve the best. This place, although it's changed, it still holds such fond memories for me, and it helped me shape me into who I am today, and I'm very thankful. I was hoping to pass on a few thoughts, lessons tied into personal anecdotes. So number one, life will teach you lessons, but you have to look for them. I mentioned my gratitude for the teachers, and I don't think I appreciate them enough when I was sitting where you are. Don't get me wrong, I knew I had fantastic teachers, but I didn't appreciate them like they were. This place prepared me well. I was fortunate to have great classes. I took AP courses, college-level experience. But ironically, it was a bad interaction that probably had the most positive effect on me. It was an AP calculus with Mr. Maines. And I don't know if he's here today. I hope he is or gets to hear the story because, embarrassingly so, I never told him. He and I had a little disagreement. I think I was late for class again, and in my typical senior fashion, thought I was too cool and not taking things seriously. It ended up with him asking me to leave the class. He followed me into the hallway to very clearly explain why he was so angry with me. I can still see his face and hear his voice. But Chuzak, nothing pisses me off than a student who is bright and wastes his talents, and that's exactly what you're doing. You've got a choice to make, and I hope you make the right one. And to this day, I appreciate that lesson. I still think back to it, and he was right. But he only got in my face because he cared. And that's something special here. These teachers care about you, and they care about what you do with your lives. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you apply yourselves to the best of your abilities. Life will present many such lessons. Keep your eyes open and be willing to accept when you are wrong. You'll be a better person for it. It was Theodore Roosevelt who said, "Do what you can with all that you have wherever you are." And that quote brings me to my next point. Don't sell yourself short. During high school, the bravado I had, or at least that what I outwardly portrayed, was a bit of a lie. If you asked those that knew me, they'd say I was a confident guy. I did well in school, in sports, I had friends, I was voted most outgoing. But that outward confidence when I was graduating was hiding insecurities. Inside, I was worried that I wasn't going to be equal to the students in college or later in med school who came from bigger cities. I told myself they had to have more preparation, resources, better schooling, additional opportunities, so they had to be academically superior. I felt that, and I let it hold me back. I didn't apply to any Ivy League schools. In fact, I applied to only one college. And even while I was there, although I did well, I still had this doubt, this feeling that I couldn't be at an elite level. It wasn't until medical school that I realized how wrong I was. It was around the second round of tests, and I realized I was scoring at or above most of my classmates, people from Harvard, from Princeton, from Stanford, from Yale, and other big fancy colleges. And that's when it sunk in. Just because they came from a bigger city or had a prep school, it didn't affect who I was. And after that, it was a new world without limitations. The freedom allowed me to reach for levels I previously never would have, ones I had no idea could be attainable. I still had fears, but now I had the real confidence to put it out there. And sure, I had some failures, but you know what else I realized? That this school, this area, the coal region, prepares you for any obstacle you'll face. It makes you resilient. It teaches you strength. And a red tornado can accomplish anything. If you have any doubt, look at those that Mount Carmel has graduated before you. We have professional athletes, doctors, lawyers, engineers, teachers, chefs, skilled artisans, and more. But most importantly, solid, hardworking human beings. Success is an individual objective, not one someone else can place on you. And it's only limited by you. You're the driving one, and nothing someone says, no one, should be able to negatively affect that. Anything is possible if you believe it is. Number 3, life changes, and that's okay. This anecdote's based on the idea that it's okay to dream, big or small, but it's also okay to change that dream. If not, we'd have a lot more cowboys, princesses, and astronauts out there. I started school as a physical therapy major, and I changed to pre-med. And when I first applied to medical school, I didn't get in. In fact, I didn't get a single interview, not one. Needless to say, I was upset. I found myself working in the bag room at Indian Hills. And then I got a job at the Bloomsburg Hospital Pharmacy, but I was unsure of what was next for me, if medical school was the right decision, and it was a tough time. I conjured reasons to explain away my failure, and it wasn't until I took personal responsibility for it that it changed. I could have stayed bitter, but instead I spent time preparing for my MCATs. And I spent a little bit of time every single day. I retook my tests, and I did much better. So much so that my pre-med advisor mentioned that I might have to explain that it was me that took the exam and not someone that I paid, since the change was so marked. She also asked me if I could come back and speak to the pre-med class and pass on some tips about how to score well in the MCATs. And it wasn't complicated, I explained. I worked at it because it was what I wanted. And that detour proved to me that this was my calling. That decision was best for me. Yours may change as well, and that's okay, as long as you're changing for the right reasons, because it's your dream, because it's your choice, your wishes, not because you or someone you know has doubt. Don't change yourself to make someone happy, unless that someone is you. Number 4, life has a sense of humor. Roll with it. It was my junior year of college. I was sitting and talking with friends around Christmas. Most of them were pharmacy majors. They had to do a work-study program where they'd work in a pharmacy. They had required hours, but they got paid for it. It was 1992, 1993, and they got paid $10 an hour, which for a college summer job was pretty good. These guys were working in their future profession, getting credit for school, in an air-conditioned pharmacy, and complaining about it. I said, I can't believe you guys. I would shovel crap for $10 an hour. Back then, my summer jobs were cutting grass, sweeping streets up the heights, or stacking boxes of clay pigeons at the Ellsberg Gun Club. I came home one spring weekend, and my dad, God bless him, says, Mike, I found a great summer job for you. I already told him you take it, so you don't need to look for another one. Fantastic, I thought. That's one less thing for me to worry about. So I called some friends, we went out, had a good time. Thinking back, it might have been a good idea to ask a little bit about the job, but it was my dad, right? He was going to look out for me. In retrospect, I think Dad did his best to make sure I stayed in college. The job was working for the Coltmont Marion Heights Joint Municipal Authority. A fantastic summer job, right? spending hot, humid, sweat days sweating at a sewage treatment plant. I could share a lot of stories from that summer, but for the sake of time, I'm going to stick with one. It was near the end of the summer, middle of August, when the air is heavy. Each breath feels like work. You soak your shirt just walking to your car. Days that align with the start of football practice and double sessions. And at this plant, there are these large sand beds bordered by 2 to 3 foot concrete walls. And that's where we put the treated material to dry. A few times a year, this material was picked up by a truck, and we spread it out so that it was drier, because when it was drier, it was lighter, and we had to pay for it by the pound. So the less it weighed, the less we paid. The material had to be loaded into a truck. Fortunately, most of it could be loaded by a backhoe or a front end loader. All except that which was around the edges. That had to be shoveled. So there I am, wearing my gloves and my hip boots, armed with a flat nose shovel, tossing the treated material into the bucket. And I start to laugh. My boss, as I'm sure you can imagine, hadn't seen this kind of reaction before, so he comes over, asks me what's going on. I explained the conversation I had months ago with my friends, and I was now doing exactly that for $5 an hour. So you see, you may get what you ask for, at least some of it, but life will throw you a curveball. Not always taking yourself so seriously and being able to laugh at the situation may help. And if nothing else, it might make for a good story someday. And number 5, my final point, keep what's truly important in perspective. And my job places me in a unique situation. Most of my patients have horrific airway complications. They have scar tissue or tumors that block one or both of their lungs. They have advanced lung cancer, COPD, or have had a lung transplant. This helps keep life in perspective, to see what really matters. Several years ago, I met a patient named Tony. And just to demonstrate that no one is immune and a horrible disease can affect anyone, he was a previously healthy 46-year-old guy who was a former athlete. He's was now working as an office executive for an NFL team. A jolly, bigger-than-life personality who unfortunately suffered from a disease that replaced his healthy lung with scar. This caused him to decompensate quickly. Eventually, he had to be put on a heart-lung machine as his only chance for survival, hoping to get a lung transplant. Luckily, he was able to receive his double lung transplant. Unluckily, however, were the complications he suffered. A small percentage of lung transplant patients have issues with narrowing of their airways, where the new lung is sewn in to their native airways. And his were some of the worst I had ever seen. He underwent 67 bronchoscopies between 2010 and 2015 in order to keep his new lungs open. And I tried everything, stretching them, placed stents. I even invented stents that had never been done before, in all an attempt to keep him going, as he wasn't eligible for a repeat transplant. He always made the trips from Cleveland from Tennessee with a big smile on his face and never once adopting a why me attitude. Even after the anti-rejection meds caused his kidneys to fail and he had to go on dialysis. At one point, I asked him about the transplant and what he had to endure to live those 6 years. He told me with that big grin of his, "It was all worth it, Mike. I can't thank you enough for what you gave me." I was able to see my youngest graduate kindergarten, play golf with my 3 boys and watch them grow, and spend time with my lovely wife. He had no regrets. "Time is a gift, and it's all precious, Mike," he said, when he hugged me for what neither of us knew was going to be the last time. I think about him or others I had the pleasure to know and care for when I start to complain about traffic, a line at the grocery store, or other trivial issues. Our time here is a gift. Use it wisely, but it's okay to have fun doing it. Now approaching almost 30 years since I graduated, I cannot begin to tell you how much I appreciate the lessons I learned right here, the values that this area instilled in me. Hard work, dedication, loyalty, the value of family and friends, an appreciation for all things, pride in where I come from. And that MCA pride can be seen everywhere in all of its activities. The quality of the classes, the advanced placement classes, the vocational opportunities. This was one of the first high schools to have a TV studio and a planetarium. When I tell colleagues about that, they can't believe that over 30 years ago, a high school had this. the Odyssey of the Mind, the widely popular and well-traveled marching band, the Cowpus program, the numerous sports successes, the state and regional championships, from wrestling to track, basketball, swimming, soccer, baseball, softball, to the over 800 football victories. I want all of you to realize that you are able to accomplish whatever you set your minds to. You are Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes, Coal Region proud, Tornado proud. And that is something special. That's something that's in your bones, something that cannot be taken away. Wear it with pride. Use the lessons taught here to prepare you, to pick you up when you fall. It's okay to fall, as long as you get back up. And that determination is what this area teaches us. Look forward beyond present obstacles, but never forget where you come from. There are many ideas, phrases, or motivational quotes that I could close with. Develop success from failures. Find out what you're passionate about, and then figure out how to get paid doing it. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. I'd rather regret the things that I've done than regret those I haven't done. Never stop learning. But I'll close with this final recommendation. Always make sure you question Dad when he finds you a great summer job. Thank you. Good luck. Congratulations to you all. Go Big Red.
Dr. Machuzak, on behalf of Mount Carmel Area School District, the graduates, the board, and the administration, faculty, and staff, we would like to present you with this plaque in appreciation for your wonderful address this evening. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. Great job.
Good evening. This time I'd like to introduce the Salutatorian of the class of 2018, Nicole Verano.
Faculty, staff, families, friends, and fellow graduates of 2018, welcome and thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here before you all today. I'd like to thank each and every one of you who have made this possible for all of us today. First, I must give a very special thank you to our amazing advisors, Mr. and Mrs. Demansky, who have gone above and beyond to make every day here special for all of us. A sincere thank you and pat on the back to our patient and caring teachers for helping us to get to this point to walk across this stage today, because we all know that it was not an easy task. And above all, graduates, give the biggest thank you to your parents who have supported you from your kindergarten graduation until your high school graduation and all of the in-betweens. All of you sitting in front of me may know now how fast our time at Mount Carmel area has gone. And these are times that we will never get back, but we will always have the precious memories to cherish and look back on through your lifetime. Sometimes when you are living in a moment, you can sit back and already realize you are making some of the best memories of your life. And some of our greatest moments and memories of life happen in the halls of this special place, whether you have realized it or not. Our memories started back in the fall with Friday Night Lights and the crowning of our homecoming queen, Macy Mazzatesta, or listening to Sarah Cooper, Alexa Collins, Mackenzie Witt, and Benjamin McFadden sing the national anthem every home Friday football game. The graduating seniors of the football and cheerleading team will never be able to listen to our Big Red Band play Surfing without doing those signature killer dance moves. And speaking of dance moves, I'm sure that you all remember Tyler Craw Break It Down every single year at prom. The members of the stage crew and operetta that I'm sure can tell you every single line of Fiddler on the Roof and never skip a single beat. And if you ever need a helping hand, you can ask our Think Big student leaders who have spent countless hours helping to raise thousands of dollars for pediatric cancer. We also might have the next Picasso sitting in front of us because Sim Yoder and Rosalino have some of the best artwork that you can find for miles. And not to mention all of our outstanding athletic teams who have won championships, broke records, and made bonds with teammates that you will all hold with you forever. From people who can run for miles and make it look easy, like Anthony Moser and Tyler Adams, or Evan Salomon, who we may see on ESPN someday for golf. And of course, those who cheered them on along the way. Mount Carmel Athletics definitely has the best support club by the Carmel Crazies, with a little help from people like Walter Kalinowski, Cam Britt, and the one and only Redman, CJ Chapman. And it wouldn't be a speech of my own if I talked about sports and didn't mention some of my fellow teammates through the years. So Maya, Bailey, Chloe, Camlin, Macy, Emily, and Hannah, thank you for sharing some of the best times of my life and forever holding a special place in my heart. So I can stand up here and talk about each and every one of you, but the point is, all of you sitting before me has done something to be remembered at Mount Carmel area, and all of you have made your own memories to tell and keep with you as we move on from this chapter of our lives. Although our stories and memories may be different, we all hold just a few things in common. We all grew up here in Mount Carmel area, where we developed our unique accents and non-existent words, the love for Shamokin Week, and all of the in-betweens of this small but special town. But above all, we are the graduating class of 2018, and that is what we are to be remembered for and be most proud of. Remembering where we came from and the long way that we have all come. We ended our chapter here by walking through the halls in our caps and gowns of where we started this amazing journey. You all walked by as your former teachers and kids whose shoes you were once in cheered you on. So remember that everyone here will always be there to cheer you on through your life. Never forget the memories you have made and the people that you grew up with, and always be proud of where your home is. So to Mount Carmel area, thank you for everything you have taught us and all of the amazing moments and people that you have brought us. Congratulations to not only you, fellow classmates, but your families and friends as well. We made it. Thank you.
Honor medals are awarded each year by the Mount Carmel Area School District to the seniors who have cumulative averages of 90 or above. Will the honors students of the class of 2018 please come forward? Ranked number 40, Dawson Michael Schaffler. Ranked number 39, Madison Elise Sipneski. Ranked number 38, Tierra L. Demansky. Ranked number 37, Chloe Anna Smith. Ranked number 36, Colin Krakowski. Ranked number 35, Anthony Moser. Ranked number 34, Jeffrey Joseph Widener. Ranked number 33, Christopher J. Evans. Ranked number 32, Hannah Carol Lynn Nolter. Ranked number 31, Brandon Michael Shirk. Ranked number 30, Philip Hutnick Kaninitz. Ranked number 29, Daniel Snarsky. Ranked number 28, Kamlin Bogutsky. Ranked number 27, Macy Mazatesta. Ranked number 26, Walter Kalinowski. Ranked number 25, Matthew Ziv. Ranked number 24, Michaela Green. Ranked number 23, Braden Stickler. Ranked number 22, Bailey Little. Ranked number 21, Aiden Wislowski. Ranked number 20, Sarah Davitt. Ranked number 19, Alexa Collins. Ranked number 18, Mackenzie Witt. Ranked number 17, Ethan McLeod. Ranked number 16, Zachary Hunter. Ranked number 15, Courtney Honecker. Ranked number 14, Raquel Adiansha. Ranked number 13, Tyler Craw. Ranked number 12, Emily Barnhart. Ranked number 11, Maya Mariello. Ranked in the top 10, number 10, Brendan Boris. Ranked number 9, Adam Weisinger. Ranked number 8, Benjamin McFadden. Ranked number 7, Emily Washaleski. Ranked number 6, Sarah Cooper. The top 5 of the class of 2018, ranked number 5, Rosalino Maggiapani. Ranked number 4, Mia Kaminsky. Ranked number 3, Manis McCracken.
Ladies and gentlemen, ranked number 2 and escorted by her parents, Rob and Lisa Verano, I present to you the salutatorian of the class of 2018, Nicole Lynn Verano.
Ladies and gentlemen, ranked number 1 and escorted by his parents, Jeffrey Cimino and Cheryl Ann Tucker, I present to you the valedictorian of the class of 2018, Matthew Samuel Cimino. The Frederick A. Morris Jr. Academic Achievement Award of $1,000 is presented to the valedictorian of the class of 2018 and sponsored by the Union National Bank, Matthew Cimino. The Salutatorian Prize is sponsored by a local business leader who presents a $1,000 award to the graduate with the second highest average, Nicole Verano. In memory of Gerald A. Beyerschmidt, his family presents a $500 award to the graduate who places third in the graduating class, Manus McCracken. Nutrition Inc. presents a $100 award to the graduate who places fourth in the graduating class, Mia Kaminsky. The Mount Carmel Area PTA presents a $100 award to the graduate who has achieved the highest score on the college boards, Manus McCracken. In memory of Dr. Joseph F. Greco, former team physician and school director, his family presents a $100 Scholastic Award to a deserving graduate, Manus McCracken. The Lions Club John Kirsten Award, the Mount Carmel Lions Club presents a $150 award to the graduate with the best record in social studies, Benjamin McFadden. In memory of Randy Ziggy Zagarski, his family presents a $500 award to a dedicated, motivated, multi-sport athlete who exemplifies the qualities of Randy Zagarski and is enrolled in an institution of higher education, Brendan Boris. The Coltmont Sportsman Association presents a $400 award to the graduate who meets the requirements of their organization, Emily Washaleski. The estate of Marie Walsh, former elementary teacher, awards scholarships to students who meet the guidelines of the trust. Camlin Bogutsky, Michaela Green, Macy Mazatesta, and Madison Sipneski. The Mount Carmel Rotary Club presents a $200 award to the graduate with the highest average in a vocational course, Morgan Zarco. Past coaches and players from the MCA girls volleyball team present a $100 award to a deserving senior girl from Mount Carmel area who has played volleyball, Courtney Honecker. The Teachers Memorial Scholarship Fund awards 4 $500 scholarships to worthy students in memory of Richard Profit, John Bascara, Charles Molesky, Joanne Jakob, George McPhee, Lisa Washaleski, and Sonia Hamula, Maya Mariello, Anthony Moser, Chloe Smith, and Nicole Verano. The Mount Carmel Area Education Association, in memory of all of its deceased members, awards $300 to a senior who plans to enroll in a college or university to pursue a degree in education, or, in the opinion of the faculty, displays traits desirable in a teacher. This student must be in the top 5th of his or her class. Hannah Nolter. In memory of Mary A. Miscavige, class of 1944, her family presents an award of $400 to the graduate enrolled in a school of nursing and completing 1 semester, Sarah Davitt. The Antoni Miscavige Family Foundation Award of $200 is presented to a VOTEC student who has demonstrated the most improved academic performance while enrolled in the school and who is enrolled in an institution of higher learning to further their trade or technical education, Aaron Balthaser. The Citizenship Prize, post number 2110, Veterans of Foreign Wars, presents two $100 awards to a male and female senior who have made the best contribution in school and community leadership, Emily Barnhart and Benjamin McFadden. The Mount Carmel Area Band Parents Association, in memory of Judy Fisher, presents a $500 award to a graduating member of the Mount Carmel Area High School Band who most exemplifies Mrs. Fisher's traits, which include motivation, perseverance, dedication to the band. Mackenzie Witt. The Mount Carmel Township Alumni Association presents two $500 awards to graduating seniors who reside in Mount Carmel Township, are selected by the faculty, are academically in the top half of their class, and who exemplify characteristics of citizenship and community service, Benjamin McFadden and Anthony Moser. In memory of Joanne Smith Trefsker, her friend Lorraine Deutera Buddha presents a $200 award to a student furthering his or her education, Mia Kaminsky. In memory of Eric Trockey, the 1992 graduate of Mount Carmel area and member of the Red Tornado football team and coaching staff, his family and friends present a $500 award to a senior member of the football team who best exemplified Trock's love of the game, his hard-nosed playing style and tenacity, along with his determination, toughness, leadership, and Red Tornado pride. Manus McCracken. The Hebrew Ladies' Aid of Tifereth Israel Business Committee presents a $100 award to the student who ranks 18th in the graduating class. The number 18 in Hebrew signifies life. Mackenzie Witt. In memory of Eleanor Finella Matalevich, her family presents an award of $500 to the graduate who enrolls in a school of nursing and fulfills the requirements of the Eleanor Matalevich Trust Fund, Courtney Honecker. In memory of Louis P. D'Annunzio, former mayor of Marion Heights and longtime resident, his family awards $500 to the graduate with the highest average in chemistry and $500 to the graduate with the highest average in math. Both of those awards this year go to Matthew Semino. Yes. The class of 1948 awards a $500 prize in memory of Miss Marie McCarthy and Miss Mary McDevitt, former teachers, to the graduate with the highest combined average in English and biology, Matthew Semino. The Mount Carmel Celebration of Special Athletes awards a $400 scholarship to a graduating student that will pursue a career in special education or a related field, Thomas McDonald. Matucci's Willow Cafe presents a $100 award to a graduate who has made outstanding contributions to instrumental music, Tyler Golazeski. In memory of Francis and Catherine Dea, their family presents a $200 award to a student in the top third of their class, continuing his or her education in the medical field, Emily Washaleski. In memory of Robert V. Mulo and Elizabeth A. Mulo, their family presents a $200 award to a senior who meets the requirements of the Robert V. Mulo Trust Fund, Brendan Boris. Edward Greco, Esquire, solicitor of the Mount Carmel Area School District, awards a $100 award to the graduate who is continuing their education in criminal justice, Alexa Collins. Mount Carmel Area Retired Teachers Association presents a $400 award to a graduating student who plans a career in education, demonstrates academic achievement, and has displayed personal traits desirable in a teacher. Tori Coulahan. Mount Carmel Area Township High School Alumni Association presents $500 to a band member residing in Mount Carmel Township, furthering his or her education. Benjamin McFadden. The Marion Heights Fire Company presents a $250 award to the highest ranking graduate from Marion Heights, Maya Mariello. In memory of Nicholas Fewdale, former Mount Carmel area band member, his family presents a $250 award to a deserving Mount Carmel area senior band member, Sim Yoder. Behavioral Specialists, Inc. presents one Outstanding Achievement Award of $125 to a student pursuing a degree in social work, psychology, or criminal justice, Philip Hutnick Kaninitz. In honor of Joseph Jazz Dimnick, former coach and teacher, the Mount Carmel Lions Club presents a $150 award to the varsity football player who meets the guidelines of the trust, Colin Krakowski. In memory of Ryan Mesmore, two $250 awards are presented to graduates continuing their education in music, art, computer science, or engineering, Rosalino Mangiapane and Sim Yoder. In memory of Aaron W. Ziegler, his family presents a $440 award to a football player who will further his education and who exhibits the valor, strength, determination, and competitive spirit of Aaron Ziegler, Manus McCracken. In memory of Catherine Chicatano, her family presents a $250 award to the graduate with the highest average in Latin, Matthew Semino. In memory of Ronnie Chicatano, a $500 award is presented to an MCA student who is choosing to use their creativity and skills to enhance the lives of others, Elizabeth Jones. In memory of Cookie Chicatano, one $1,000 award is presented to a deserving student who is enrolled in Susquehanna University, Walter Kalinowski. In memory of Randy Zagarsky, Arcos Industries presents a $200 award to a deserving student who is enrolled in a technical school, Zachary Hunter. In memory of Richard F. Beyerschmidt, his family presents a $1,000 award to the highest ranking graduating student who is enrolled in Bloomsburg University, Nicole Verano. Mount Carmel Township Alumni Association presents a $500 award to a graduating vocational student who resides in Mount Carmel Township, Logan Artman. The Leon Nark Memorial Award presents an award to a deserving member of the music department, Zachary Hunter. In memory of Frank and Marcella Pohutsky, Dave's Auto Body presents a $100 award to a student who will further his or her education in a technical institute, CJ Chapman. The class of 1964 presents a $1,000 award to a senior enrolled in an institution of higher learning who loves Mount Carmel area, exhibits spirit, and is involved in extracurricular activities, CJ Chapman. In memory of Lisa Kovas-Washaleski, the class of 1981 and friends present two $100 awards to students who exemplify Lisa's attributes, which include athletics, school and community service, enthusiasm, a lovable sense of humor, and a zest for life. Evan Salamone and Emily Washaleski. The MP Scholarship Program awards 3 $1,000 scholarships to graduating seniors enrolled in a 4-year college or 2-year trade school and meet the criteria of the scholarship program. Daniel Barker, Brendan Boris, and Maya Mariello. The Mark D'Angelo Memorial Scholarship Fund, awarded to a varsity wrestler who has lettered for a minimum of 2 years and demonstrates qualities of good character and integrity, Manus McCracken. In memory of Ray Pahutsky, the Mount Carmel Area Rescue Squad presents a $100 award to the vocational student with the highest average, Tori Coulihan. In memory of Ruth Monkevich Kubaki, her husband presents a scholarship to a student pursuing a degree in nursing, Nicole Verano. The Mount Carmel Area Education Foundation presents 3 $250 scholarships, 1 in each of the 3 areas, academics, athletics, and the arts, Matthew Semino, Nicole Verano, and Benjamin McFadden. In memory of Joe Blaze, his family awards a $300 scholarship to a graduating senior who demonstrates the same love and dedication to music and the MCA band that Joe had demonstrated throughout his life, Alexa Collins. Catawissa Lumber and Specialty Company College Education Trust Fund awards scholarships to deserving students who meet the guidelines of the trust. This year there are 9. Raquel Adiansha, Rosalino Mangiapane, Ethan McLeod, Daniel Snarsky, Braden Stickler, Jeffrey Widener, Aiden Wislowski, Matthew Ziv, and Adam Weisinger. I'll give you a minute. The MI Charitable Foundation Scholarship, awarded to a student who displays integrity through their selfless service of others and who holds the same values as the hardworking men and women at MI, Emily Barnhart. In memory of Anne L. Annie Sebastian Alexander and Blaze Robert B.R. Alexander, their friends and family present 2 scholarships to graduating seniors who will pursue higher education in a business or technical program and who best exemplifies their traits and values, Tyler Adams and Cameron Britt. In loving memory of Nathan McFadden, a $500 award is presented to a senior with a great love for life and family, one who faces every challenge with courage, strength, and faith, the lessons that Nathan taught us throughout his life. Benjamin McFadden. The Robert Soa Memorial Scholarship presents a $350 award to the highest ranking member of the senior band, Matthew Semino. In memory of Denise Niglio, Frank and Cassandra Niglio present 5 awards to students who most exemplify the traits of Denise: Bailey Little, Macy Mazzatesta, Maya Mariello, Chloe Smith, and Nicole Verano. In memory of Dorothy Blucius Michulski, her friend Lorraine Folkland presents a $200 award to a student furthering his or her education. Sarah Cooper. The Albert and Rosalie Ross Memorial Scholarship awards $500 to a student who will be attending Penn State and meets the guidelines of the trust. Bailey Little. In memory of Leonard Eschmont, a 1937 graduate of Mount Carmel Township High School, a $100 scholarship is awarded to a deserving member of the football team, Colin Krukowski. In memory of William J. Shannon, Nora Clayton and family present a $250 award to a graduating member of the baseball team who most exemplifies the love of the game of baseball, is quiet, self-confident, competitive, and self-driven, Cameron Britt. The Clover Hose Company, Mount Carmel, presents a $1,000 scholarship to a student who has served as a firefighter of the Clover Hose and is in good academic standing and will pursue higher education, David Kreisel. In memory of Joseph M. Costello, Jr., his family presents a $1,000 award to a senior football player who best exemplifies the leadership traits and dedication of Joey on and off the field, Manus McCracken. In memory of George McPhee, his family presents two $200 awards in his memory to students who made exemplary contributions to the television studio WKMC, Emily Barnhart and Adam Weisinger. The Mount Carmel Area Jets and the Tri-County Midget Football Organization awards $200 to a member of the Mount Carmel Area High School football team who has participated on all levels of the Jets program and who has displayed citizenship and sportsmanship on and off the field, Brendan Boris. Dorothy and Edward Clevenstein Scholarship Award. According to the wishes of Dorothy Clevenstein, the scholarship shall be awarded annually to a member of the graduating class of Mount Carmel Area High School planning to attend a college or university to pursue a bachelor's degree, Tyler Craw. The Fred G. Smith Golden Rule Scholarship Trade and School Award has awarded one $5,000 scholarship to Bradley Neidig. Mildred Kent Memorial Scholarship. The children of Mildred Kent would like to present an award to a deserving senior who is a student athlete, cheerleader, or band member, much like her children, who is a leader in the classroom, the community, and his or her designated activity, and who will be attending a four-year institution of higher learning, Manus McCracken and Nicole Verano. At this time, we would like to take a moment to recognize additional members of the following clubs who were not recognized on class night. Please come forward when you hear your name. Reading Club, Emily Barnhart, Mara Dieter, Tyler Golazeski, Skylin Janoka, Ben McFadden, Hannah Nolter, and Morgan Zarko. Chorus, Bradley Neidig. Art Club, Haley O'Kronglis.
Good evening. At this time, we'd like to recognize the following scholarship recipients. Students are asked to please stand when your name is called. The Fred G. Smith Award in the amount of $1,300 to Bloomsburg University, Brandon Shustak. The Fred G. Smith Award in the amount of $1,600 to Bloomsburg University, Kamlin Bogutsky. The Fred G. Smith Award in the amount of $1,600 to Bloomsburg University, Sarah DeVitt. The Fred G. Smith Award in the amount of $1,600 to Bloomsburg University, Thomas McDonald. The Fred G. Smith Award in the amount of $1,900 to Bloomsburg University, Philip Hutnick-Kanenitz. The Joseph Mawad Scholarship and the Fred G. Smith Award in the amount of $3,900 to Bloomsburg University, Alexa Collins. The Merit Scholarship in the amount of $6,000 to Mount Aloysius College, Zachary Zavanchik. The Raider Success Scholarship in the amount of $8,000 to Shippensburg University, Adam Weisinger. The Duquesne University Academic Scholarship in the amount of $8,180 to Duquesne University, Tyler Craw. The Academic Success Scholarship in the amount of $12,000 to Bloomsburg University, Mackenzie Witt. The Third Century Grant in the amount of $15,000 to Lycoming College, Luke Adzima. The Penn State Provost Award and the Penn State Schuylkill Scholars Award in the amount of $17,500 to Penn State Schuylkill, Jeffrey Widener. The Academic Excellence Award in the amount of $20,000 to Bloomsburg University, Emily Washaleski. The Trustees Award and the Excellence in Arts Award in the amount of $22,000 to the University of the Arts, Sim Yoder. The John Atkinson Lung Cancer Scholarship, the PSAA Trustee Scholarship, and the Penn State Academic Grant in the amount of $22,000 to Penn State University, Matthew Ziv. The Provost Scholarship in the amount of $80,600 to Wilkes University, Emily Barnhart. The Dean's Scholarship in the amount of $84,000 to the University of Scranton, Benjamin McFadden. The Dean's Scholarship and the LVC Grant in the amount of $111,000 to Lebanon Valley College, Colin Krakowski. The Trustee Scholarship and the Wilkes University Grant in the amount of $100,000 to Wilkes University, Brendan Boris. The Presidential Scholarship in the amount of $147,000 to the Susquehanna University, Walter Kalinowski. The Deppen Scholarship in the amount of $240,000 to Bucknell University, Matthew Semino. The Princeton Grant in the amount of $264,000 to Princeton University, Manus McCracken. Congratulations, students.
Measure a year. Any day
This time I'd like to introduce the valedictorian of our senior class, Matthew Semino.
Faculty, administrative officials, graduating members of the student body of Mount Carmel area, and their families, good evening. I'd like to begin with a gratulatory remark to all of you for allowing me to stand before you and speak tonight. To the families, both my own and those of my fellow students, you have all of our deepest gratitude for helping to rear us from rowdy adolescence to contemplative adulthood, fostering and sheltering us along that often wearisome way. To the faculty, you, in a manner akin to parents, have helped to mold us into the people we are today, building up our minds and allowing our own ideas to metamorphosize like cognitive butterflies, and we cannot thank you enough, especially our class advisors, Mr. and Mrs. Demancey, for all of their tireless work. And just as Mr. Steller painstakingly never forgets to do during every band concert, I thank the administration for logistically managing our learning environment. For without them, and really everyone I have just named, we could not be here today, and we cannot thank you enough. The traditional valedictory speech focuses on memories and fond reflections, though we live in a world of progressive thought and breaking of those traditions, whether you feel that is for better or for worse. Memories and anecdotes are, however, subjective in a sense, as they focus often on a group of individuals. And it would be infernal to listen to several stories about individuals you may harbor apathy toward. I am certain, however, that there are certain memories that we all share, and as we've walked through these halls, sometimes in a bit of a fugue state, we can all recall a few collective memories, including our dearly departed Mrs. Martz bumbling about those hallways, Mr. Lepotsky's eccentric remarks that never failed to entertain on those mornings, or even the traditional classroom goings-on, like learning about the disease-laden darkness of Edgar Allan Poe with Mrs. Hayden, discussing the intrigues of history with Ms. Harner, or even writing a grueling research paper with Mr. Impolsky's red pen looming overhead like the sword of Damocles. Personally, I look on those memories with an air of fondness. While I do hope you can all do the same, I'm aware that there are those among us that look back on those 4 years and feel nothing but gratitude that they're free. But even they are still members of the graduating class of 2018, and that fact is worth celebrating, no matter what feelings you harbor toward this institution. We've all reached a celebratory juncture in our lives, a gratuitatory point in our metaphorical tree where the trunk branches out into a complex network of separate entities, each one unique and full of potential. This building has, for the past 4 years, served as the trunk. It has linked individuals of all backgrounds, given them the same foundation for success, and now we have reached the end of that trunk and are ready to branch out. These branches will extend forward, as they must, splitting off and becoming their own entities, and yet they're all virtually the same. They all came from the same trunk, and every single one has the potential to grow and thrive, as do we. Every one of us has the potential for greatness, and that sort of success is not specific to one pathway in life. It can be found in all walks of life, and it's not limited by a collegiate-level degree. The amount of futures ahead of us are innumerable, and every one of them has the potential to make a successful future. In essence, there are no lost causes here today. Every single one of us, has a future, no matter what you intend to pursue, be it collegiate-level studies or even beyond that. Directly entering the workforce to make a living and fiscally succeed immediately, or even to enlist in our armed services, of which there are 2, to serve our country abroad. Each one of those paths in life will lead to success in one way or another, and not one is superior to another, as vocationary judgment is unnecessarily subjective and often unfair. Each branch is still a branch on that tree, no matter what direction it decides to take. It still came from those roots in that same trunk, and its future is still existent. There is a memorable quote from Wilma Rudolph, an African-American athlete that greatly valued the potential in all of us. She said, "Never underestimate the power of dreams and the influence of the human spirit. We are all the same in this notion. The potential for greatness lives within each of us. and I find this quote especially piquant when placed in the context of graduation. This is indeed a time of great reflection, and the very song for our class is rather introspective. But I would like to conclude on a note for the future, as I feel it is the most important to all of us. As you march across the stage and proceed straight on through till morning, you can and should take pride in the fact that you've graduated high school, no matter what path you may take. And remember, no matter how often you are feeling alone and that you're adrift in the sea of nothingness, this is still your home, this is still the trunk and your roots, and in the words of the late, great David Bowie, you are not alone. Thank you.
Will the officers of the class of 2018 please rise? President of the School Board, James Britt, please come forward. Mr. Britt, the students being presented to you at this time have completed the course of studies for graduation from high school as prescribed by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Mount Carmel Area School District. Each of them, therefore, has earned the official high school diploma as awarded by the Mount Carmel Area School District.
As Board President, I accept the graduating class of 2018. It is my honor to congratulate and award diplomas to each of them.
Will the class officers please come forward? President Benjamin William McFadden. Vice President Nicole Lynn Verano. Her diploma will be given by School Board Member Donna James. Secretary Emily Lynn Barnhart. Treasurer Maya Marie Mariello. Tyler Brooke Adams. Raquel Sigma Adiansha. Luke Charles Adzima. Logan John Artman. Erin Margaret Balthaser. Daniel Kenneth Calvin Barker. Camlin Reese Bogutsky. Brendan Michael Boris. His diploma will be given by School Board Member Donna James. Cameron Bernard Britt. Anthony Calabio. Roberta Laz Caldron. Christian James Chapman. Matthew Samuel Semino. Tori Jaden Coulahan. Alexa Joan Collins. Kayla Marie Cologne. Sarah Elizabeth Cooper. Michael Anthony Cuff, given by Donna James. Gianna Rose D'Agostino. Sarah Marie Davitt, given by School Board Member Edward Zach. Mara Elizabeth Dieter. Tierra L. Demansky. Peyton Mercedes Doyle. Brandon Lee Elliott. Vincent Charles Engelbrecht. Christopher J. Evans. Dominic Robert Fernandez, Jr. Ashley Lynn Fendez. Tyler Ross Golazeski. Michaela Jo Green. Christina Marie Hamolovich. Courtney Jean Honecker. Zachary Allen Hunter. Philip Hutnick Kaninitz. Andrew Meredith Baxter Jackson. Skylin May Janoka. Jennifer Ariana Michelle Johnson. Elizabeth Robin Jones. Walter Robert Kalinowski, given by Donna James. Mia Rose Kaminsky. Alyssa Marie James Korecki, given by Donna James. Tiana Rochelle Koch. Trenton Scott Coons. David Matthew Kreisel, Jr. Tyler Edward Craw. Colin Krakowski. Cecilia Joyce Labate. Stephen Laurie. Daniel James Lawler. Alyssa James Lebo. Bailey Marie Little. Rosalino Mangiapane. Macy Mazzatesta, given by Anthony Mazzatesta. Manis C. McCracken. Thomas Hugh McDonald, given by Donna James. Christine Elizabeth McGovern. Ethan Anthony McLeod. Anthony John Moser, given by Donna James. Bradley David Neidig. Hannah Carolyn Nolter. Haley Marie O'Kronglis. Rosalie Ortega. Seth Paul. Brandon William Pupo. Zoe Samantha Rompalo. Zachary Michael Rowe. Evan Salamone. Brianna Kristen Schultz. Brandon Michael Shirk. Lauren Elizabeth Shermer. Dawson Michael Schaffler. Brandon Chase Schustack. Nathan Matthew Slaughterback. Brandon Scott Smeal. Chloe Anna Smith, given by Donna James. Vaughn Robert Smith. Daniel Snarsky. Zachary J. Sodrick. Sierra Lynn Spangler. Clarissa Marie Steinhardt. Braden Joseph Stickler, given by Donna James. Victor A. Swaboski IV. Madison Elise Sipneski. Emily Marie Washaleski. Jeffrey Joseph Widener, given by Donna James. Adam Scott Weisinger. Aiden Wislowski, given by Donna James. Emily Erin Wills. Sky Ann Whitmer. Mackenzie Ann Witt. Tiffany Marie Wolfgang. Jessica Ann Wright. Sim Yoder. Austin Michael Zasek. Morgan Elizabeth Zarko. Matthew Thomas Ziv, given by Donna James. Zachary John Zavonchek. Will the class president please come to the podium? Will the class of 2018 please rise? It is my honor to congratulate the class of 2018 as graduates and alumni of Mount Carmel area. You may now transfer your tassels from the right side to the left side.
Every program has a special place in it for special people. There are very special people here tonight, and we, the class of 2018, would like to recognize them at this time. Will the parents and grandparents of the class of 2018 rise at this time to be recognized by the graduating class?